Hey, good morning. I'm your friend Scotty Ray. Doesn't it feel as though we just talked? Sure does. Yes, it's January the 6th and we have Christmas trees behind us. We're working on that. It's the Christmas season. Welcome. How are you doing? It is bitter cold this morning. Right now, we've been dropping since I got here somewhere around 3 this morning. It was, I want to say 43, 44 when I first got here. We're down to 36 now. The wind chill hovering at 26 degrees right now. What does that tell us? It's cold out there. We're under a cold weather advisory. That's what we're under. Wind chills, miserably cold. And the further north you go, the worse they're going to be. As we glance at radar, here's your look at that this morning. Look at all of this. Wow. Cold, cold, cold as we look across here in the Meridian area. As you'll see there, Meridian 36 as we go further north. Brooksville setting at 34 this morning. As we get over to Dancy, 24 there on the wind chill factor. We're showing about 33 up here near Markley, Mississippi, and Lexington is coming in at 33 as well. So we've 25 there in Calyx up in Kemper County is what that. We'll look at Scuba there. We're showing 34 this morning and wind chill of 25 as we get into Noxubee County, showing about 26 as well. So we're extremely cold in all these areas. Anything that you see blue this morning is that. We've got a lot to talk about when it comes to weather this morning. Burr, burr, burr. We had some rough times yesterday, didn't we? Last night, rather. It's moved off to the east, going through Dothan, Alabama, now through Macon, Georgia. It slowly progresses its way to the east. Well, let's shake this off. Let's get a good word. Conehatta coming in at 32 this morning there. How are y'all doing there, Mark? Good morning, Miss Paulette. Patricia is joining us. Let's go to Collinsville for that good word, First Baptist. We'll be right back.
When we think about being tested, we often think about hard things, difficult things. We think about like that chemistry test or doing push-ups and pull-ups, running a 5K, maybe driving 8 hours straight or having that conversation that we dread. But Proverbs 27:21 has some profound insight. It says the crucible is for silver and the furnace is for gold, and a man is tested by his praise. Let me read that again. A man is tested by his praise. Isn't that interesting? I'd never thought about it like that until I'd read that passage. How we handle praise can certainly be a test, and what we're willing to do to get that praise tests us as well. First, it tests our humility. Can I hear this praise without getting the big head? Second, it tests our intentions. Am I doing this just so that people will praise me? Third, it tests our integrity. Have I compromised on truth or my principles to get praise from people? Fourth, it tests my gratitude. Am I thankful and willing to recognize others who had a part in the situation, or will I let the limelight shine only on me? Fifth, it tests our resilience. How will I respond when instead of being praised, I'm criticized? Beloved, we're tested in all kinds of ways, and I pray that you pass all those tests, especially the tough test of being praised. Change begins in you.
The Change Begins in You is brought to you in part by Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville, Patrick Allen Companies, Mitchell Tire and Wrecker in Collinsville, and Mowdy Cabinetry. Welcome back. I'm your friend Scotty Ray. As we begin this, Beth brought up a snow flurry. That would be North Mississippi, where there's a flurry or so. We'll get into the forecast on that and show you in a little bit. But around Tupelo, Houston, Mississippi, Amory in that area, there is a flurry passing through there. It's not going to stick. Nothing going to happen with that, but it is a flurry. We get excited about that in Mississippi. Plus, we'll tell you about what is coming Thursday, what we know this far. Again, a few days away. It's hard to pinpoint exactly what will happen, but let's be prepared for it. Some chances that it could be ugly for us before it's over. Thursday night going into Friday. Arizona, this doesn't happen very often. His name is Aaron Gunches. He's been in prison since 2002. He has asked the court to speed up his execution. Not many want to do that. They fight to the bitter end. He's wanting to speed it up. What is that, 22 years? 23, getting on that, been in prison. He's asking the courts to speed it up. He'd like to end this pretty quick. We'll let you know how that turns out. Doesn't always work that way. Did you go to the theaters over the weekend, the first week of January? Probably pretty cute. I hope there's no agenda to it, but Mufasa Do you know what I'm talking about? This is part of The Lion King. That and Sonic are ruling the box office this weekend. Pretty soon, it will be a different wording of that. It will not be saying what was at the box office. It will be saying what was number one on your phones over the weekend. Y'all know that as well as I do. That day is a-coming. The day of the theater is slowly fading away across America. We do see that an avalanche has happened in Wyoming. I've never had the urge to ski. I hear it's fun. I can't roller skate. I bet I'd have a real tough time on that. Tough. But we did have an accident there, as one person is deceased and another injured after an avalanche. Of course, that's when snow falls. If you've never seen any of that, we pass condolences to those family members of that person there. Brazil, they now hold the record for what, you ask? The oldest person living, 117. She's a nun, loves soccer, 117 years old. Holds a record there as supposedly being the oldest person there. That's a lot of years. And again, I've said this before, as you go back and watch The Green Mile, it really puts in perspective of being the only one left of your circle, your friends, your family. I'm not sure I would really want that. Truly. Everyone you know is gone.
Yeah.
That would be tough.
Lived all your kids and grandkids.
Ooh, boy, that'd be tough. Congress ready to certify they'll be coming back to work today. The election, that should happen today. And a lot still trying to throw out what happened a year ago today. Biden is most likely going to, and I don't know how this can be straightened out. I don't know enough politics, and I don't know all the legalities of what can be done to correct this, but he is set to block all future oil drilling on 625 million acres of U.S. oceans. We probably need that. Lower gas, help out things. We'll see what becomes of that. And again, I don't know what can happen with that. In one sense, I'm shocked, and then another way I'm not. Over the weekend, we had Biden hand out more ceremonial medals. And, of course, some actors were part of this. I want to say that, what's his name? Michael J. Fox, Denzel Washington all received the Presidential Medal of Honor, which is great. Magic Johnson also got one for his contributions, what he's done. This one threw me off. Ralph Lauren, you know, the guy that makes the perfume. Okay, men's cologne. We'll fix that. He also got one. But what really shocked me was, maybe it shouldn't, Hillary Clinton also escorted out and one around her neck. Here's the one that will, maybe it's no shock, George Soros also received a medal from the president. Dallas. This is just so horrible. A fire broke out in a mall. Smoke inhalation killed over 500 pets there at a pet store. It's awful. We hate to have to even tell you that went on, but it did happen there. You know, I have different feelings on this. At first, when there was talk about, the app TikTok, I've finally got an account on that. Trump is urging the U.S. Supreme Court to pause this ban on this. Now, I want y'all to sit back and think about this. There's a lot of Americans that make a lot of money off of TikTok by viewership. There's a lot of them out there. Could it be that because one country doesn't control the ideas that they want it shut down? Just a thought. We don't know all of that. As you look at what's out there, Twitter, you can kind of write what you want on there. It's kind of mainstream. We have others that are, left of center, censor you a lot. But if you can't control something, then why not do away with it? Just a thought. We'll see what becomes of that issue there. Let's see what else is happening across America. I don't know that this will ever happen, but the Surgeon General is making a suggestion. Do you remember? I was a kid, I think, when this happened, when they started putting warning labels on cigarette packages. Do you remember that? Surgeon General warns this could cause cancer. He's being urged again to do this on alcohol. They say it's long overdue. Will it happen? I don't know. We'll see what becomes of that. Jimmy Carter is in Atlanta right now. He started out in Plains, Georgia. His body has been transferred to Atlanta. There at the Presidential Library of his. He will lay there till Tuesday, tomorrow, and then move from there to Washington as we lay to rest the 39th President of the United States. A lot of turnout for him as he's been across Georgia where he grew up. My, oh my. We have 2 more speeches left of Biden before he leaves office, and y'all aware of that. He is going to talk about foreign policy on his first one. The second speech will be his farewell speech to America. So we got 2 more of those. A lot of writers gathering around trying to put it together. Can he hold through them? We'll see. I'm almost very shocked at the last minute. I guess he would have fought tooth and toenail on this, to where they really wanted Kamala to be president, that they convinced him to go home for a week or so and make her president until the end. He's hanging in there. He's kind of bitter over that. New Orleans, boy, did y'all see this? The assailant who attacked New Orleans and killed all those people made a video where he tells his family members, well, I almost got you first. I thought about it. There's some people with issues in this world, y'all. And we see that this is one of those God's moments where he protected someone. This would be in Africa is where this went on, to where a 5-year-old boy was lost, wandered around, lions all about. He was safe when he was found. Isn't that wonderful? They would get me. I could not outrun one. I'm just going to go ahead and tell you that. But thankfully, this child is okay. God protects us, doesn't he? A big amen on that. We're going to do weather forecast next as we get this Monday morning underway. Aren't you glad the bad weather is rolled on out? It is. Boy, boy. We'll tell you about all of that coming up at 7 o'clock as well. And look at your forecast of what lies ahead for us over the next few days. We'll be right back.
This is going to be our biggest year-end clearance event ever here at Doc's Toyota in Philadelphia. Inventory is up and rates are finally down. We promise to save you thousands on any of our new inventory. From Siennas to Sequoias, Camrys to Corollas, Tundras, Tacomas, no matter the model, we will not be undersold. We want your business. With interest rates as low as 1.99%, top dollar value for your trade-in, and thousands off all of our inventory, Doc's Toyota is your clear choice for your next Toyota purchase. So come see us here at Doc's Toyota in Philadelphia at docstoyota.com or on Facebook. And remember, there's no deal like a Doc's deal.
As the seasons change, so do your clothes. And Garrett Sports Center on 8th Street has exactly what you need. Haybo shirts, long and short sleeve. Also Hulk shirts. And America's favorite brand, Carhartt. Whether you need work pants or slacks for church. And nothing lasts like a pair of Carhartt overalls. Maybe it's a set of boots that you need to keep you dry in those wet conditions. And as hunting season rolls in, they have all the camouflage you need and toboggans to boot. Garrett Sports Center, 3505 8th Street, Meridian.
Your forecast is brought to you by EMEPA, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
And welcome back as we begin to look at the weather this morning. Again, it is cold. If you haven't cracked the front door of your home, it's 36 with a wind chill factor this morning of roughly 26. Today's high only to reach 39. We've already reached it earlier this morning. It was 44 when I came to work. It's been steadily dropping. Not going to get above 39 after daylight breaks. As we pull this up, let's look at radar real quick. As I mentioned, a snow flurry or two is in the air. It's in North Mississippi as we moved here. Bruce, Mississippi. Right there. Pittsburgh. Right along in that area there as we click on this. It's going to be at Lloyd, Mississippi. Around Houston also. There on Highway 8. Highway 15 meet there at Houston. A little bit of snow in that area. We got flurries as well this morning popping up right along here. This is going to be in Houston, Mississippi. That's the Natchez Trace Parkway there. And we got a little bit here on the 45 alternate. Here's Aberdeen. Here's Amory. 45 alternate up near Shannon. Not quite to Tupelo, but very close. And then east of there at Fulton there at the state line, we've got a little bit popping up there. All of this blue this morning is what we call the cold weather advisory. That takes in all the way down to Meridian, back over to Vicksburg, into Louisiana, and south to Vicksburg. West to Vicksburg, south to Biloxi is what I meant to say there. Even areas of Saraland, all of this here. This is going to be through about 9 o'clock this morning. Now, we'll break this down a little bit later on, but we had some damage here at Forest. We had a little bit down here south of McGee. Trees down in this area. Right there, we had a tornado that was reported there on Highway 14 last night. Another here, and we had damage back over in Carthage there, power lines down here. And, of course, we had one there brought up there, Brooksville area also, as we look at that. So that's what we had from last night. We will look at that a little bit closer with some pictures and get more of a discussion as Odie was back at the center there downtown, tracking it through Lehman as we carried it here live of what was happening, unfolding for us. We'll get his take on what went on last night coming up after 7 and talk more about that. Thankfully, no loss of life that I'm aware of. A few homes damaged here and there, but we come out lucky once again. Did lose a store, didn't we? Winston County there. As we get into the forecast, now let's go back and look at our record highs, our record lows, what went on today. Well, we've got all that lined out for you as we pull it up here. It was 1989. It was 78 today. 89. Boy, first year of college, I thought I was, second year of college. I was having trouble making it to class at that point. Doing radio at night and trying to show up for class the next day was rough. 1924, it was cold. It was 8 degrees, if you happen to know about that time. They've been told to you before. As we look at the sunshine throughout today, 40, the best we're going to get on this, 39 to 40. Burr, Columbus coming in, the high of 38. Greenwood, Mississippi, 37. Down to the Delta, even down to Natchez, we're only going to see 40 as it is here in Meridian. Hattiesburg, maybe 42. Brookhaven, y'all should see 39 today. That's chilly, is it not? As we go east into Bama, Demopolis, there on the river, it may say 38, but let me tell you, that wind coming off of that river, it's going to be brutal. 36 showing up for Birmingham's high, and even over at Montgomery, still cold, 44. Montgomery, Alabama today. Now, this is what we've got, this cold weather, wind chills. Look at this. Throughout the week could reach 10 to 20 in areas. We want you to prepare for this, and we've been talking about it for the last week of getting ready for this week. It's cold. Make sure you've got plenty of gas. Although it's cold this morning, it's going to be worse. Have you got firewood? Have you wrapped your pipes? Maybe you've got the PEC. Maybe you just need to turn it off to where it doesn't reach the outside, the PEC pipe. Depending upon how it is and what you do, just take care of things that need to be handled, and for all means, take care of your pets. Hay, blankets, whatever it takes, and it never hurts to check on the elderly, and well, if you've got an extra coat and you see someone that might need it, lend a helping hand. As we look here across the U.S. of A., this is what's forecasted for today as we show you that cold weather across Mississippi. Look at that. Even West Texas is chilly but colder here through Georgia, Mississippi, up to the Carolinas and Tennessee. Even portions of northern Florida. Look at that. Now here's our outlook as we break this down, 7-day forecast. 39 today is what we're showing. 24 tonight. Warmer tomorrow with a high of 43, but back down to 22 with a colder look on Tuesday night. We'll get down to 20, and this is where it's been teeter-totting back into the teens, into the 20s. It's still to be determined. We're a couple days away from that, but not getting over 44. Friday, 43. Now, here's our area of concern in between here and here, daylight, if what's going to go on. I have one forecast that's calling for a 50% chance of snow showers to begin a little bit before midnight and then kind of go through daylight, then start mixing with a little bit of sleet maybe, and then turning to rain. I have another forecast that is putting it as all icy, wintry mix and no snow involved in with it. So it's yet to be determined what we will actually get here. National Weather Service says something else. We've got one that says another. It's somewhere in the middle. Again, we're still days out, and it's hard to tell what we get, and no way to tell what the accumulation amount is this early. As we all know, forecasters don't do this a whole lot in the South. They're watching it closely, and as we'll get this figured out, we'll let you know. But we do have something, possibly a winter storm, approaching late Thursday night into early Friday. Will it affect travel? It very well could. Now, before anybody starts saying the school going to be closed, they're not going to make any announcement this early, because they don't know any more than we do at this point. It's a guessing game at this point. If anybody tells you any different this far out, then, they got some oceanfront property for you. But we do know something is coming. We know that, and we're going to watch this close. And it will be defined. We'll be able to tell you more about this as it gets closer. Now, again, as we get into Saturday, we get 45, 26. But again, Friday, we will get above freezing. It's going to be 43. So all of this stuff's going to melt. But you can kind of expect this stuff till probably noon Friday doing something but the temperatures will warm up, the streets will get better. That's what we're watching, but something's coming. As we move ahead and we take a look at what's another week out, we get back to the 50s. Nighttime lows around 30, 32. We'll even get back into the 40s overnight around the January 18th. February is still to come. March is too. It's not always warm during those times. Winter is not over by any stretch of the imagination. What's happening this morning with fishing? Here we go. Winds are going to be west-northwest 15 to 20 with gusts of 30 today, so it's going to cut you today no matter where you are. If you're brave enough to get in a boat, bless you there. Major times this morning from 5 until 7:15. If you're out and about and want to go fishing, it's good right now. If you can handle it. I cannot. As we look at our sunrise, 6:57 a.m. Sunset's going to happen this afternoon around 5:04. This is more my style here as we get into the deer hunting, to where you can get in a shoot house and fire up a heater. Perfect time today was before daylight, 3:37. Your next time is coming late this afternoon, right there at dark, 4 to 6. So if you get there around 3, you'll be set for the good hunting between there and 4. It's an average day, the best we can give you there. Minor times, again, this morning around 10:30 if you want to do a lunchtime hunt. Again, sunrise at 6:57. Sunset hits at 5:04. By probably 22, it'll be kind of rough to see anything, won't it? You've been in those shoot houses. You know what I'm talking about. Again, we'll go over what we know about the weather from last night as we quickly glance back at radar, what we're showing this morning here. Just cold weather throughout the area. What is Jackson doing this morning? We're seeing over here near Jackson around 34, wind chill of 34 as well. That's what we got, 33 in downtown, wind chill of 23 around those buildings in Jackson, Mississippi. As we go to equipment, let's see what we got there. We see 36, wind chill of 26 down in Bay Springs. We're looking at 35, wind chill of 25. And again, here out at Key Field, as we look out, let's take a little closer here at Key Field. We're looking at 36, 26. That has not changed. That's a quick look at what we've got with the weather this morning. Again, we'll be back live in about 45 minutes. We got a pot of coffee to throw up. Get ready. Y'all get yours, because we're going to need it together to make it through this, aren't we? We'll see you back in just a moment. Thanks for joining us. We'll give you all the headline news coming up at 7 here at the Scotty Ray Report.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners.